Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn, November 14, 2022. In the first half of the day, it can be challenging to connect richly with others, as much as you may want to. People's reactions to you may tug at your insecurities or undermine your confidence. Reacting by pulling into yourself or the opposite, trying too hard, won't serve you well, so it may be best to find a middle ground. Even better, attend to your own needs and, at the same time, keep yourself open and approachable enough that if others want to join in, they can. With a Venus-Mars transit today, timing can be off, or you could be dealing with minor inconveniences. Avoid letting your insecurities cloud your vision of a person or a project. Consider that you may not be seeing people and possibly even things for their real value just for now. Later today, curiosity and an open and willing mind can lead to new interests and avenues of exploration or friend connections. Beware the bitterly cold energy of today. As the mighty sun, our great luminary, soars through the sky, he will clash angrily with the great taskmaster, Saturn. In a sense, this is like a brutal battle between fire and ice. You'll feel as if you're under a dark cloud today, with bad news, frustrating communication, and an overwhelming level of responsibility falling upon your shoulders. You will likely feel burnt out and like the entire world is against you. Be especially careful about what you write, speak, post, and announce today, too. It could end up bringing more drama for you to face. Do not let your ego take over your workplace discussions. Figure out what you want to be prideful about when the Sun in Scorpio squares Saturn in Aquarius. You might feel differently about certain constraints or authority figures in your workplace, especially if you do not see eye to eye. Instead of buckling down out of stubbornness or pride, you may want to be somewhat open to compromise. However, compromise is only possible if you are willing to have a thoughtful discussion about what you and the other party want to reach a mutual agreement. While missing from the moon's monthly visit to your career sector that is wrapping up today is any planets in your income sector for it to connect to, it confirms that things are still empowered on the job and career fronts. This first visit since the last planet left your income sector is giving the professional momentum that will keep the wheels turning on the income front a boost. You have a fun time under this favorable planetary atmosphere. Playful, carefree, and animated, this is a time to enjoy with a partner or alone. You will enjoy reading and writing, find it easy to communicate with just about anyone, and find it equally difficult to get bored. However, don't let the important things slip during this brief period of wanderlust. Stay true to your health goals and exercise commitments. Life is a necessary combination of the sweet and bitter. Take care of your emotions today. It's an 12-day and the essence of this vibration can create moodiness and a sense of discontentment. The power of this number is its subtle insistence that it's necessary to continuously re-examine your life. While this can create strong emotional responses, it can also inspire you to make changes that will increase your quality of life. Consider where these emotions are coming from. 6. Rather than allowing sorrow to set in, take the initiative to get to the source of them. Search for understanding. Support between the planets on the communication and relationship fronts will not only continue through the weekend but will deepen next week, making this the start of something that is just building. This comes in what could also be a defining point in this professional year, with the moon's final hours in your career sector bringing together a sense of where to from here on both the job and career fronts. After a friendly aspect to Saturn yesterday and an alignment with Mars today, this will leave you with a better sense of where you have been and where to from here. Just as a friendly aspect between Venus on the communication and Neptune on the relationship front is separating, another begins. This time it is Mercury in Neptune, with the planet of communication taking over from where the planet of love left off yesterday. What began as a desire to connect evolves into a chance to walk the talk. Our eyes in the sky. Saturn squares the Sun early this morning, and will have a greater sense of responsibility, duty, and structure. Attention will be focused on doing the most practical thing and whatever makes the most sense. Our emotional nature will ease into a more intense vibe. We could withdraw from socializing with loved ones and acquaintances. It can be harder to hold conversations under this influence, and avoiding important talks could lead to arguments. You will make a terrific new friend related to your job in some way. This valuable resource will be more important to you than you realize. This person is a little strange and awkward, but overall, he or she has valuable information that you can benefit from. What makes this a potential game changer and an opportunity for a major breakthrough for both you and your relationships is that this is the first total lunar eclipse in Taurus in 2 decades. What adds to this is the fact that the lunar eclipse peaks just as the moon aligns with Uranus, the planet of surprise, synchronicity, and the unexpected, and as the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, are aligned in your relationship sector. This is the right trigger at the right time. Someone you work with will unexpectedly need your help. It is not necessary for you to completely drop everything for this person, but you should indeed try to help him or her. Work together and you will reach great success. Someone will pick you up and take you under his or her wing. This extra support will be of great benefit to you now. Don't resist this assistance. This boost is the exact key that you are looking for. Together you can soar to new heights. Protect your energy if you have to at this time. Be aware of your perspective amid other opinions. During this transit, we could be more likely to sacrifice our own needs and let people push their agendas on us. Focus on yourself to avoid uncomfortable moments with others at this time. Just after midnight, the Sun squares off with Saturn in Aquarius, putting us in a heavy headspace. We feel restricted, unable to act the way we want to. While the Sun is in Scorpio, all our desires and passions come into sharp relief. Yet, Saturn reminds us that we have obligations to others. It is not always about us, and we must work to earn our keep. It can also seem as though we are up against the clock now. Deadlines or time limits provoke extra stress, and instead of rising to the task, we look for vices to distract us. We are not above creating chaos, pulling the fire alarm to get out of taking the exam, so to speak. But our duties aren't going away. If we rise to the occasion, we can exit this period with a feeling of accomplishment. If we avoid our responsibilities, they will only catch up with us at a later date. This is something that at this time of year can energize both sides of the financial fence and act as a trigger. However, both sides are so ripe with potential and support, it was only ever going to take the smallest trigger, and this is the granddaddy of them all. This could have unexpected implications across the income, work, and career fronts, while a real breakthrough is possible on both sides of the financial fence. It is in the second half of the week that things will start to settle. Following this, the Gemini moon squares off with Neptune in Pisces, causing us to misread interactions and deceive ourselves. Our idealistic nature can be taken advantage of by those who sense our confusion and vulnerability. Yet, we are typically the ones who volunteer ourselves for disappointment by putting our trust in the wrong people. Exercise discernment to avoid compromising yourself.